which I did. Alrighty, guys, we're going to get started in another minute. So the order of our lesson today is first we're going to review with a game. So this is going to be on cladograms, but the quiz is. Once we're finished with this, your names need to be redone with a number in front of your name that matches your composting group again, so that you can go in today and make corrections. On your edit history, you're going to read my comments together as a team and then fix one thing at least per person in your team. So you guys can kind of talk about it and then fix something. Oh, and before we jump into those composting groups, I'm going to play for you two things. An example of a video taken as composting changes over time. So I finally remembered what the random $36 on your week at a glance meant. And it meant that that is how much Amazon or somebody was wanting to charge for this little setup I'm going to show you, which I believe you'll see what it would be free if you just took some clear 2-liter bottles. It would work just the same. But I want you to see it's kind of a neat way of doing it. If you are good at those kind of things, you're welcome to set up a similar type of experiment. It is not required to do it in this format. I just want you to see it. I do want you to also see kind of the groups from a couple of years ago, their videos. So the one that you guys can't access right now, I'm going to play in class, called the Composting Girls, I think. They all had their own team name. So when we're in the classroom, you guys have a team name and you have a team sign, and then you have a dedicated spot in a greenhouse that you are in charge of keeping clean and being your work area. So you're going to see them using those resources. And what I wanted to point out in some of those is some locations, so that if your group decides they want something, a bucket, worms, whatever, I can leave those out for you to grab and pick up and arrange a time. Because like I said, last spring when this pandemic struck, all of it just got left. So we have tons of stuff. It's just a matter of how to get it to some of you if you're in need of any of it. Okay, we're gonna get started. I'll just make a hoot sound. All right, we are gonna start. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I love owls. Go Maggie, stay in that top. Don't let those boys take over. Good. See Anne and Emily. Dominic's doing it again, you guys. Corbin? I do not see Corbin. This also gives me 5 minutes to actually double check my attendance. First, there he is. Gaggers are good. Jack's here. Oh no, it's not letting you click. 80 is not bad. This is 15 questions, so we should be getting close. A lot of questions. As soon as I finish this attendance, then I will end the game if it hasn't ended. I don't see Nathan either. Anybody see Nathan? Nathan. Corbin. All right. Five more seconds. 5, 4, 3. It's the computer. 3, 2, and 1. Let's look at our winners. Wolf, nice, and Dominic again, and Lobsing. We should give him like a handicap. Do you think? Like, you know, it doesn't in golf in different places where they give you extra to begin with that makes it harder for you. I guess we might have to do that with some of you. All right. Oh, somebody's just coming in. So the next order of business, and you can see that it's looking better. It's looking pretty good on cladograms. We are going to look at two things. An idea for what you can do with some of your composting projects, a video that I posted for you on the Week at a Glance and on the stream page. And it is these 3 chamber bins. Like I said, this was just something I found because I'm always goofing around on YouTube trying to find things. And what I liked about this was I had never thought to use ice cubes as letting them melt so that you would have that set volume and that set moisture, which might make it easier for some of the teams, right? To make sure that you're controlling some of those kinds of variables. These 3 chambers are all with redworms, so this is all vermi composting. So they're just doing some time-lapse photography. And if you look closely, you can see the little worms in there. This kind of composting is my favorite of the different types. Some of the videos, if you watch the ones I linked for you on the Week of the Glance, they're using what's called black fly larvae. And that is not as popular, just mainly because people don't know about it and you have to have a certain climate to use them. But we have an adult who is a husband to our math teacher that works with us with composting, and he brings us black fly larvae. And they're voracious. They love to eat and just devour things. And then they pupate and crawl out with your compost. So it's kind of cool. You can do a lot of different things. So you're going to see one of those as well. But this is all vermi, just with different things that they put in each chamber. I think they look like it, but it might just be styrofoam because they end up breaking it down if you watch the whole thing. we're not going to watch the whole thing, but that's one idea, because you don't have to use the pretty plexiglass, and it definitely would not cost $36 to make this yourself, but you could do clear 2-liter bottles, right? This would work exactly the same. So this is just one idea, and I really like that they used ice cubes to kind of add their water. The next one's an actual student example of kind of the product at the end. So once you kind of figure things out and your compost system is working, you're also going to share what you learned and how you did it with others. Oh, it's not letting me go back. Let me go back. There we go. And that's what on the stream page, this Composting Girls is about. And there's just a couple things in here I want to talk about.
Go to composting grid, you need masking tape, a ruler, a solder iron, and a Sharpie, some water, and a $5 bucket with a lid.
Oh, shoot. And by the way, I don't know if you could tell, they're in the classroom and it's noisy. That is what I like. I like all my kids talking and working together and doing projects and collaborating. So you're going to hear that because they're trying to film with a lot of other people doing other things at the exact same time.
Go to composting grid, you need masking tape, a ruler, a solder iron, and a Sharpie, some water, and a $5 bucket with a lid. The grid shows on the bottom, you need to mark 1-inch increments.
With ventilation holes dispersed unevenly, the soil will remain unhealthy and the carbon and nitrogen levels will become uneven, creating unsuccessful compost with low oxygen levels.
On the lid, you need to mark it with 2-inch increments.
Using a soldering iron, not holes with plastic until holes are created.
Now she's in a fume hood, so you wouldn't do that unless you have a fume hood or you do it outside somewhere, okay? Because those fumes are not good for you, but it's a great way to make sure your plastic doesn't crack.
On the lid, create slightly bigger holes than on the bottom.
The ventilation holes create aeration and allow oxygen to travel through the compost. This creates healthy soil.
In the next clip that you'll see, we're going to build our second compost bin by putting layers.
Oh, shoot. So the thing I wanted to mention about this, and I shouldn't have stopped it because it might act weird now, is this. These are the greenhouses. We have 4 of them in the back of the school that are straight across from my classroom. Is if you are needing any supplies or redworms, I will probably be putting them out here because then they're a little less visible for random people to come grab. Okay, so if I'm referencing you to this area, you will see these at the back of the school, and I can even point it out to you guys on a map. That's where I will be putting things.
Layers of carbon and nitrogen. We do this by layering leaves and food scraps, respectively. Then we add water, worms, and we turn the
The compost should be 75% brown plant matter and 25% green plant matter to create nitrogen levels that will sustain the worms. Make sure to keep the compost bucket moist to keep the worms alive.
right, so that's just an example of one created a couple of years ago by a group. Kind of their last video clip that they all worked on together, which will be a little bit different this year with our individual flip grids. The rest of this class period, you're going to go with your team into the breakout rooms and read the feedback together. And then you're going to fix at least one thing each, okay, so that you all show up on the edit history today. If we have time, we're going to come back and get into a random group, and then you can share one of two things, either your group's composting project on the Google Doc or your flip grid. So in one of those places, you're going to give some sort of feedback to other teams. All right. Are we ready? Do we have any questions before I put you into those groups? I do see all the chatter, but I think it's good. I like it when you guys are doing that and getting to know each other and harassing each other. Otherwise, life is not very much fun. And I don't think any of you are tall as me, by the way. I saw the tall stuff. I'm 6'4", so we'll see if any of you can harass. All right, I am going to check if you do not have your number in front of your name. Then I will get you in a group or the right group as soon as I get all the people that have their number in front of their name. So 20s, you're going in room 1. 25s, oh, you guys are moving, are going in room 2. 20, oh my gosh, my cats are crazy. Brianna, Emily, Maggie, you guys are going in room 3. Room 4, got Anne and Carly. Room 5, Corbin, Jenna, oops, Jenna, stop it, Jagger. Every time I do that, it moves, you guys. Madeline, that's a new feature that's kind of annoying. Evan, Caden, Mason, Selena. Room 7, Diana, Catherine, Saisha. Room 8, Chen, Jean, Dominic. Room 9. Okay, this is Quinn and Sophia. And then I got to figure out these other people that have numbers that are different than anybody else. All right, Joseph. So who are you normally with? Yeah, all the slides kind of changed. So Joseph or Jack, you're 24. Okay. That is room 4. Right. Drake, you're 23 with Quinn and Sophia. That is room 9. Joseph, it's 24. Who did I say that was? That's room 4. Avery, you're with Amber, Lobsing, and Wolf. Is that correct? Because that would be room 2. Yeah, okay. And then Owen is supposed to be with Drake in room or with 23s. Okay, let me find 23. That's room 9. Right. Okay. How's this group doing? I see black boxes is why I'm asking. Is someone there? Oh, wait a sec. I see something going on in the chat. Let me reopen it. You're in chat right now? Okay. Are you on your composting slide itself, or are you chatting on a discourse or some other platform? You have your own separate group chat. Okay, so I still, when you're in breakout rooms, need to see you. Unless you have a technical issue, looking at a black box is disturbing. I have other words for it, but I'm going to use the word disturbing. And just so you're aware, you are going to get a form from me so that you know about maintenance of certificates and stuff like that for national boards, because I'm a national boards teacher. Behind me, I'm recording. So I do have evidence of what I'm experiencing when I'm asking you to turn your videos on, okay? This is important for me. I will also be sending something on Parent Square today about this problem. So I do realize you guys are chatting and that you're communicating, but I have to actually see it and know about it. I cannot just say, oh, I'm giving Jenna a 10 out of 10, okay, because she told me she is, okay? That's not the way it works. I have to have evidence. Thank you, Jenna. Jenna's getting harassed because she has to have me for advisory too, you guys. So, hello, Madeline. All right, that's good. I can see some of you, but I am serious. Your parents are going to get a plea from me as a, oh, that reminds me, I got to come right back. I actually am going check my own children because I have a rule in my house right now about video. They're not happy with me. My two daughters are angry, but sometimes that's what it takes to be a parent. And that's my son making fun of me. So there's Jagger, Jack, right? No, Jagger, who goes by Jack? Joseph does. That's right. Okay, you're in the shadows. Like, is it Darth Sidious or something? Who's the guy who wears the hood and the dark? Okay, I'll be back. Oh, there's Corbin. Corbin who just woke up. Good morning. You're all good. You missed a game, so make sure that you go on Google Classroom under the classwork tab. And we played one of the 2 quizzes games so that you get a score for it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
That's the part you missed. All right, I'm gonna go to the next room and harass them for a while.
Hello.
Hello, how's this group doing?
I'm good. We're just resolving comments and working around stuff that we want to do for a composting bin.
Okay.
For like the red worms, is that optional or is it just based on your like product?
It is completely optional. Red worms just happens to be my favorite, so I usually have live red worms for you guys in the classroom, but I can't leave that with the secretaries at the office. They don't really appreciate me giving them live creatures to hand out.
Okay.
Okay. All right, just let me know if you guys have any questions, and don't forget, I want to start seeing your videos when I pop in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
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 Sorry, I'm unmuting myself. I need to fix my setup here. How is your group doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Good, good.
So, like, But the other stuff we use in the compost, like the eggshells, kitchen wastes, shouldn't we try using all the same?
Yes, if that is not your variable, right? Everything else you should try to control as much as possible. I know you don't eat all the same foods, but maybe you guys can come up with some system or some items that you have that are similar that will provide the carbon or the nitrogen.
Just have kitchen waste and dead leaves.
So kitchen wastes, dried leaves, coffee beans, and eggshells.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
basically
have-
all I
Yeah, that
use.
stuff.
I have coffee
Except,
dregs.
yeah, I had some dried leaves there too.
But if you guys only have one composting bin and we are in different altitudes, different moistures, different temperatures, how would the results be the same?
Well, we all live in the same city, so the temperatures.
The city has a high point and a low point.
Yeah,
There-
but the temperatures.
Prune
aren't
Hill
gonna
is literally a giant
that
hill
much.
blocking moisture from one side and another, meaning there is difference inside the temperatures.
Yeah, well, Gene lives like a street away from me.
Laughing
Felix.
because I like hearing them argue. These are great points, you guys. And so it's really difficult to control everything. And a lot of ecology experiments are like that. You cannot control, right? We don't even have a control Earth, so we can't control everything. But what you should do is write those things down, right? When we get to the section about where you talk about things that could have influenced your results other than what you thought, that's where you list all of those. You say, hey, this I think could have influenced our result because this person's humidity was so different. It could have changed the moisture level of that system. Okay, so just make sure you're writing all those ideas down.
All right, Felix, where do you even live?
I'm sorry, Dominic, you cut out. What did you say?
Where do you even live?
A couple streets away from Chemist High School.
Aw,
Where do you live?
like right
We
next
live-
to me.
both of us live right next to Grass Valley.
Arch scared me. I think it meant the food scraps are changing to compost. Like you have to do 10 different days observing that.
10 total, yep, of different days. Anytime between or right now and March, whatever I said on your Google slide.
Oh, then we should start spreading out our dates for when we observe them because we're doing ours every week.
Yeah, you should have plenty of time to get 10 of them in.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be from now to March. It can be any 10 days throughout these months. Oh, okay.
Yep, just as long as I see the changes that are happening.
All right.
Another group's asking for help, so I got to jump out. Yes, ladies, what is your question?
So we were wondering, we figured out, so at least Maggie and Leah, some other people are going to be in a different period for second semester. So we were wondering like how that's going to work out if our whole group isn't in the same class for second semester.
Can you put that in the text or say it one more time? Because I did not have my volume up enough.
Yeah, is this better?
Or Brianna or Maggie, if you can interpret for me, if your sound is better.
Wait, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were wondering how we're going to finish the project when we're going to be in different classes for the second semester.
I saw that. We just got told that. Well, because all the other classes are doing the same thing. And I'm not quite sure exactly how. I'm gonna have to look at how many of you are still in together. So you might have to join with other groups that are doing the similar topic, right? So maybe 2 of you are still in third period, and you're going to have one other person from first period that joins you that's already doing the same sort of thing. And we don't know, that was just something the teachers were discussing yesterday, because we're like, did you notice what they did with all our classes? So we'll have to adjust. It'll be okay. It might be just that you're doing it more just with a partner instead of a bigger group.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the other group. Welcome back. Anybody have any questions before we do our last thing about the lesson of the week? I didn't have any questions from your class about the comment about sketches. Everybody understood that you all had that 1 week where you had to share some composting design ideas. So I was looking that each one of you had shared that before you decided on your final design. Or any other comments on there that any of you didn't understand? No? Maybe, sort of, kind of? Okay, so another group did bring up a good point, and I'm going to have to go through my seating charts and check how many of you will still be in third period versus first period second semester, since they did apparently classes very differently this year. Yes, so if you didn't, then go ahead and make sure you add that. Yeah, that's what we're noticing. If you look at Skyward, they do not always change. You're supposed to stay in the same period with the, the same group, so that when you're doing projects, you're working with the same people all year long for a year-long class. But they put you with the same teachers, but not necessarily with the same class period this year. I didn't know about it either until a couple days ago, but apparently some students already know about it too. So they were asking me. It was discussed yesterday, and it was a shock to me. So I will check how many of you that applies to here soon. Then they probably, if you can't, then they probably didn't change you. I think it says like on Skyward. I just have not even looked that far ahead. Carly, that's okay. Maybe they'll make different circumstances. All right, so on your guys' stream page, trading, yeah, we're going to go to your classwork tab, and I am under this week. Am I sharing? Let me make sure I'm sharing. And I under composting project updates, what I want you to click on is the flip grid. I'm not going to click on it because I don't have the right address. I have a teacher address, and it's only going to open if you guys have your Camas School District addresses. So I want you to open it, and I know a lot of you have already done this because I saw some of these had like 47 views, but I want you to pick one to watch right now, okay, and give feedback. So pick a Flipgrid video of a composting team that you haven't heard from, that you're curious about. Pick one of those and then give them tag feedback. Do you guys remember? Put it in the chat if you remember what T, A, and G stands for. Tell, ask, give. So tell them something you liked, ask them a question, give them feedback, constructive. Okay. So make your way to this page and then go and click on this flip grid and then pick, I'm going to go to the teacher version of this, any one of these, and I think there's like 50 some to choose from, that you want to see, to get some ideas about and to give feedback on. There's 59 responses. So you have 59 to choose from. And you can see there's different views. Maybe it was my anatomy. There was one that had 47 views, which, oh, there's one with 43 views. So anyways, 41, 54, but maybe pick some that don't have as many views, and then go ahead and give them feedback. So there should be a bunch of comments in that I can see after today. Okay, so pick one of these, especially ones that don't have comments yet. Well, there should be a minimum of one because I put comments on every one of them, watched every one of them. Okay. Yes, these are from December 4th. That's when it was assigned anyways. That's when it's in Skyward. Some of you gave feedback on a different day, but okay, we're not going to comment on things like that. So about 3 minutes, so go click on one of those. And then give that person feedback. So I should see when I click on these comments,
Our group decided to use
your
milk
name
jug.
down here.
We cut the
Stop.
top off so we can put our.
I should see a comment down here from one of you, not just me. Okay, so I'm gonna be kind of looking for those this week. And I prefer it in like a tag format so that you're giving them all three aspects. Yeah, stop being salty, all of you. We're gonna give Dominic a handicap. I don't know what it will be, but you know. Maybe there's one particular game he's not as good at. No, I said I'm going to give him the lag speed. Right. We only have 1 more minute. So if you have any questions, let me know. I will hang out. And otherwise, all you have left is to do that tag on at least one flip grid. And this is our last live day for the week. So don't do drugs, don't drink and drive, don't smoke, wear your face masks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Yes, don't attempt a coup either. Right. Yes, don't attempt a coup.
Casey, bye.
Bye.
I had a question for the Nova thing, the FRQ thing. So for the reflection questions, do we do evolution 101 or do we just do mission 1?
You were just doing that PDF that says mission 1.
Okay, because I was confused if we're supposed to do evolution as well. So
nope.
Okay.
Let me end my recording and end my thing so it can start processing.